Stitch patterns with larger, more complicated repeats must be done on geometric program cards. The clear Mylar sheets have a 60-stitch repeat size. The card is 60 stitches wide. If all of the needles on the needle bed are used to knit a garment, the program card will repeat 3 full times across the knitted fabric. To knit with the geometric program cards, you'll need the card of your choice and the clear plastic program card cover. Hold the card cover so that the round holes in the cover are at the right and the white plastic pegs at the top face towards the back. Press the pegs through the holes at the top of the program card so that the card is right reading. Check the number at the top of the card for reference. Close the card cover by pressing the pegs through the back of the card cover. Each program card has several different patterns printed on it. Card number 2 has 7 different patterns. You can count them from bottom to top. They are numbered at the far right side of the program card. You'll find tiny numbers with a line under each one. To insert the geometric program card into the knitting machine, set the decorative design adjustment dial to 0. This opens the selection box and allows the card to be inserted. The arrow on the lower right side of the card matches the arrow on the selection box. Place the card into the selection box, then turn the dial at the left. The card will move into the machine. At this point, make sure that the card is straight. Align one of the pattern rows with the white plastic ruler to check. Set the decorative design adjustment dial to anything other than 0. This locks the teeth inside the selection box into the holes in the program card cover. When using geometric program cards, the decorative design adjustment dial has no function other than opening the teeth inside the box so that the program card can be inserted. When using the tissue paper cards to create decorative designs, it is used extensively. Since this is a geometric card, the program changer switch remains in the lowest position. Turn on the selection box and look at the switches one at a time. The reverser lets you decide which one of the 2 colors threaded through the tension unit will become the main color and which will be the contrast. With the reverser in the upper position, all of the black squares on the program card will select needles and will knit whatever color is threaded through the second color yarn guide, in this case blue. All transparent squares will represent non-selected needles and will knit whatever color is threaded through the main yarn guide, in this case white. To reverse the color selection and create a blue background with white design areas, press the switch to the lowest or negative position. For the first design, we'll leave it in the upper position. Would you like the design to be knitted as it is printed on the card, or would you like it to be twice as tall? This is the decision you make with the row repeat switch. In the center, the design will knit as the program card is printed. The lowest position will make it twice as tall. The upper position is for a special technique called Norwegian jacquard. If you would like to add every other needle selection to the background areas of the card, press this switch up. If you would like the program card to hold and repeat the same row over and over again, press the switch to the lowest position. If you'd like the program card to move normally, leave the switch in the center or off position. The impulsor always springs back to the center position. To find the printed instructions for how to set your selection box switches, go back to the 4 color cards that come with your machine. Find the card marked 5 and 6 on the lower left. On the side marked 5, you find all the geometric designs that come with your knitting machine. Let's knit the large blue diamond. In the upper left corner of this design, you find 2 numbers, 2 and 5. The left number of the pair tells you which geometric program card contains the diamond design, while the right-hand number tells which number the diamond design is on card 2. The symbol underneath the pair of numbers tells how the selection box will read the design. In this case, the selection box will start at the bottom, read the card to the top, then reverse and read the card from top to bottom. Since only half of the diamond design is printed on the card, the scanners will read the design from bottom to top, then top to bottom to create the full diamond. At the top of the card you see a series of Roman numerals. These indicate different types of knitted fabric that can be created with these different designs knitted in. Roman numeral 3 is fair isle knitting, single bed, two-color knitting. Roman numerals 4, 5, 6, and 7 are 4 different types of double bed or jacquard fabric. Can you see the difference? If you want this type of fabric, follow the needle setup for Roman numeral 3. If you want your fabric to look like this, follow Roman numeral 4 or 5. Roman numeral 6 creates yet another look to the fabric, and 7 still another. The key to all of the Roman numeral fabrics is found on page 31 of your selection box manual. For this exercise, we'll continue with fair isle knitting, Roman numeral 3. Turn the card over and look on the back. At the top of the card, you see 2 different settings marked Roman numeral 3. Can you see the difference between them? It's the double row function. You can knit the design as it is printed on the program card or make it twice as tall. To start the design, find the tiny number on the right side of the card for the design that you'd like to knit. Don't look for the first row of the pattern, it will be down inside the selection box ready to be knitted. The number itself will be outside the selection box so that you can find it easily. The diamond design is number 5. Find the little 5 and turn it down so that it is just hidden behind the white plastic ruler on the front of the box. Now impulse by pushing the switch up quickly 2 or 3 times. The selection box will beep when the first row is in the correct position in front of the scanners. The selection box will always beep just before you knit the first row and again just before you knit the last row. Again, find the number of the design that you'd like to knit at the right-hand side of the program card. Turn so that it is just hidden behind the white plastic ruler on the front of the selection box, then impulse up. It usually will take 2 or 3 quick impulses to set your design in the right place. Don't hold the impulse switch in position or you can easily pass the place in which your design should start. Notice how with each pass of the carriage the card moves down into the selection box 1 row. It is now being read from the bottom up. Just before the last row is knitted, the selection box will beep again and the green light will illuminate. As I knit this row, the card reverses directions and moves out of the selection box 1 row for each pass of the carriage. It is now being read from top to bottom. You can continue to knit the same design indefinitely, repeating the diamonds over and over again, just by continuing to knit. If you'd like to end your design with a complete diamond, stop knitting the row after the selection box beeps. You can knit plain rows between patterns without rethreading by turning the selection box off and knitting several rows. Let's look at another type of pattern. Find card number 4 and pattern number 2 on that card. This pattern is read by the selection box from bottom to top. The card will sound when the last row is about to be knitted. After the final row of the pattern, the card will roll back to the beginning again so that you can start over on row 1. All geometric program cards are started in the same way. Insert the card into the cover, then place the card into the selection box. Find the tiny number 2 at the side of the card and turn the card into the machine until the 2 is hiding just behind the white plastic ruler. Impulse up until the beeping sounds, then knit. The beeping tone that occurs just before you knit the last row is lower for this type of pattern, and as you knit the last row, a 2-tone beeping occurs until the card has completed rolling back to the beginning. When it has reached the beginning, a higher pitch in a single tone lets you know that the card has reached row 1 again. You must wait until the card has completed rolling or you'll make mistake rows in your knitting. You can continue knitting at this point and knit more repeats of your design, or turn off the selection box and knit plain stocking stitch rows. To review, you have 2 basic types of patterns on your geometric program cards. Symmetric patterns are patterns that are read from bottom to top, then top to bottom. And asymmetric patterns, patterns that are read from bottom to top, the card rolls back to the beginning, and the design is knitted from bottom to top again. But how does the selection box know the difference? At the right-hand side of the card there is a series of rectangles. This is called the MNMR. They tell the selection box how to move the program card. There's a separate scanner inside the selection box that only reads the MNMR. When this scanner reads a blackened rectangle in the left column, the selection box beeps, and as the next row is knitted, the program card reverses directions. There is always a darkened rectangle at the beginning and the end of every pattern. If it should read a blank at the right-hand column of the rectangles, the card will roll back to the beginning of the pattern. There is always a blank square in the right-hand column at the end of every asymmetric pattern. Look at pattern 2-7. It has two black rectangles at the beginning to start, but it has a gap at the end. This causes the card to roll. If there are two blackened rectangles next to each other, as there are at the end of a symmetric pattern, then the card will reverse directions to read the row beneath. Pattern 2-5 shows two black rectangles to start and two black rectangles to finish. It is read one row at a time from bottom to top, then top to bottom.